Hello everybody, it's SLUSHIE, and today we'll be talking about Borat 2.
I will take this to be a fat like American man. Yeah, this is a good one. Where is his crumb? They're nice.
The thing about the original Borat is it's like a found footage film essentially, and the thing about the first one is it actually feels like some guy just grabbed a camera and filmed his journey to America. And so it feels very real, very believable. The thing about the second one is it feels like Hollywood wanted to make a movie about a guy going to America in a found footage film, and it just doesn't have the same vibes to me. It just feels too Hollywood, too professional. The thing about this one, like I said, it just feels like an everyday type of guy grabs his camera and goes out and films his journey, which makes a lot of the movie even more entertaining, even funnier, and again more believable, even though it is just a movie. So I did prefer the original Borat. The thing about Borat 2, I'm not going to say the whole name. I think it's called Borat Subsequent Moviefilm or something like that. It's a long title. So was the first one, but they just shortened it to Borat for the cover and everything. Okay, but the thing about Borat 2 is it has funny parts. It has like really funny parts. I'm not trying to discount the movie at all. It does have some parts where I was laughing, but again, it doesn't have the same humor as the first one. I mean, it has been a long time. I mean, they made the first one in 2006 or something like that, so it's been a long time. That's a long time to make a sequel, or a long time to wait before making a sequel. So I think that kind of made the movie less, as it made it less good than the first one because it's been so long. The guy Sacha Baron Cohen has not played the character. Hell, I was 6 years old when the first one came out, so it's been a long time. I'm 20 years old now, so that should give you some kind of image of how long it's been. Um, I watched this for the first time. I watched the first one when I was like 7, and then the second time I watched it, I was like 10, and then the third I was like 15, and then a couple weeks ago or so, I watched the first one again. Obviously, I'm 20, and it's been funny every other time. And this movie, I just haven't got into it that much. I mean, there's parts involving politics and stuff like that that I thought was hilarious because it makes fun of certain parts of politics and parts of America that I think are ridiculous. And so it's funny in that aspect. It's just everything in between just didn't get me to laugh. It just didn't have the same vibes. That's all I can really say. The humor that was in the original just isn't there anymore. So I feel like the sequel is almost pointless. They made a sequel just to make a sequel, but also the commentary involving politics is worth it on its own right. Which sadly, it's like, I'd say it's actually a good portion of the movie. Probably about 40, 50 minutes of the movie is involving the American politics system and everything, which, again, it's hilarious. It's the funniest part of the movie. But again, it just doesn't have the same humor, which was very upsetting for me because I was expecting so much of Borat 2. I was at least expecting it to be as good as Borat 1, but sadly, it wasn't. But I definitely have seen worse movies. It's not the worst movie I've ever seen. It's not the greatest movie, but it's pretty average, I'd say. Like I said, I got enough laughs out of it to make it worth it. So if I had to rate Borat 2 or Borat's subsequent movie film, um, I'd have to give this like a 7.8 out of 10, I suppose. Because again, it's just a very average movie. It's not nothing spectacular. The only reason why it even has an average score is because the whole commentary on the politics system and everything, and I thought that was hilarious. Especially when they mentioned Karen at the end of the movie. I thought that was fantastic. I mean, what a way to bring in, the American culture into your movie, and that was perfect. There are parts of this movie where it actually seems believable. Like there's a part when I was like, "Holy shit, is this legit?" And obviously, no, it's a movie. But I was like, "Wow, it's pretty damn good, though." But yet, other parts, it just doesn't feel right to me. It doesn't have the same vibes. But as far as the movie that comes out like more than 10 years later after the original, I'd say it's about as good as I'll say it's about as good as it could be. Just not as good as I expected. Maybe I shouldn't have been as excited for a sequel to a movie that came out when I was 6 years old. I don't know why I was so hyped, but I was incredibly hyped. Therefore, I was let down a shit ton. So maybe just don't go into this movie with a ton of hype, and you might enjoy it a lot more than me. But anyways, thank you guys so much for watching. Hit like if you enjoyed this. Subscribe if you've not already. Hit that bell to get notified anytime I make a video or stream. Keep up to date with the channel. There's something crazy going on. I'll see you in the next one. Bye-bye. Now, if you're very excited to see Borat 2, finding it on Amazon Prime for free. All right, cool.